Hey guys, it's Radio Jonesy again. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about the great advancement of YouTube for a social network, for a way to connect with people, whether it be for a business, whether it be for your other social media activities. But YouTube seems to be the place to go. Go back, say, 14 years ago, Facebook was the wham bam, thank you ma'am, whenever that started. We did radio, and we used to have a radio page on Facebook, and it used to be that used to be our local advertising. And at the start, it was really good for connecting with people for your shows and your programming. But as time went by, it all changed. They wanted you to buy. If you buy your ad, it'll get to X amount of extra more people. But in the end, it just did not work. It just did not work. So that instant ad that you thought you could get, like for your following day's programming, just sort of was great at the start, but whatever happened to Facebook, it is just gone. Good to connect with your family and friends who live all around the world. You can see pictures and you can share that. Messenger that's connected with Facebook too is awesome for phone calls, live video chat. But YouTube is the channel for your networking of your brand. So your brand could be just you. It could be your business that you're trying to achieve, or it could be just you having fun on your YouTube channel, which I've been here for a while now. I've got a channel called Radio Jonesy on Tour. That name has been changed a few times, but that's what it's been now for over a year. And it's monetized. I got AdSense. It's not going to make me rich, no, but it's good that I can do social media, show videos, because I'm traveling. I can show videos of where I've been, what I've done, and family and friends connect, strangers connect, and especially living on the beautiful island of Tasmania, I am showcasing its like glorious beauty. Like, people can't believe how clear the water is, how and it's just great. The air, you can't smell the air, but trust me, it's the cleanest air in the world here in Tasmania. It is. We're down south, right down the bottom of the Australian mainland, right down the bottom. And if you keep going south, you're going to run into the Antarctic. So, and then if you head on our west coast, and if you keep heading that way, it just goes right around Africa. It goes right around. There's just waterways. There's just ocean. There's not much land. The first land mass you will connect with will be Argentina. And in saying that, that's why we're so the water is clear. I'll tell you what, driftwood is a fabulous story, but that's a story for another occasion, because it comes from a long, long way away normally. Hey, with YouTube and my channels, I'll give you my story. So with YouTube, we had our Australian Radio Indie, which was the radio station. So we started a YouTube channel called Australian Radio Indie TV, which we've just taken the TV off, and now it's just one of those vehicles that we could use for interviews, for the radio station. We could put a visual aspect to it. That was what we used YouTube for. And for Facebook, it was similar, where we could advertise, but we never gained traction like we gained on YouTube. So is it an older thing? Because I'm an older guy, I'm in my 60s, maybe the people that I connect with connect via YouTube better than they do via Facebook, I should say, or like Instagram Reels, TikToks, all that stuff. That's for the younger crowd, I feel. For me anyway, living down here. But YouTube now, like I've stopped this radio show that I was doing, but I used to do a radio show for a few different stations. But one of the main stations, which I enjoyed daily, and we just pumped out the radio programming, was fabulous to do last year. But this year, I'm putting my energies and resources just into doing YouTube. I'm coming to retirement. I've needed an outlet. Now I've stopped my radio programming for this year. I'm still into the bands. I'm still getting sent music. And if you are an independent band anywhere, hit me up on an email. I can send me some music. I can forward it on to a number of radio stations. I've got plenty of contacts in that industry. But I'm digressing here because what I'm really out to say here is that YouTube, for me personally, has been a great way to express myself. I started up when I've moved to Tasmania. I wanted to show family and friends the island, and when I started my Radio Jonesy on tour, see, that was when I was traveling all overseas, up and down the east coast. That channel was for that, but then I branched it into Tasmania, which through a bit of an education, I discovered that your niche or whatever you want to call it, you got to sort of specialize in one avenue or lane, and keep your content going down that sort of lane, and try not to veer left or right, and try not to confuse the so-called gods of the algorithm. And so I had a company that I was looking at, and they said to me, why don't you try from scratch, brand new? So I started up Tasmania Island Life, and that channel now I can just show all Tasmania stuff. I'm amazed people like to watch me driving around in a car. And that channel, none of these other channels are monetized yet, but they're on their march, they're on their journey. I've got the subscribers on one channel and not the watch hours, and another channel like this channel I've got getting plenty of watch hours, but still haven't got the subscribers. But my goal is for 2025. It is now February. Let's pump out some content, be regular, try to be entertaining, and see where life goes with this channel. And Talkback Radio has been part of my life's journey, and I try to incorporate that in a way. Like, I'm talking to you, the lovely viewer out there, who is my radio listener. That's the way I look at it, And I'm sitting here with a Galaxy phone and just talking into the phone that's on a stand. I've got no extra mics on this video. I have used mics. I've got a studio here with mixing desks and Sennheiser microphones and lovely headsets and fabulous cameras. I've got all the gear that I need. But I tell you what, if you're just mum and dad and you're over, you think it's hard to do, put your camera like this, talk to it. Trust me, there's people out there who would want to view it. It is YouTube for me. Facebook just seems to be for the younger crowd. A lot of my messages for the radio station started getting trash talked, if that's the best way to say it, with comments from angry musicians and angry young bands who weren't getting their music heard, and like who weren't. When you're in the business and someone sends you a poor quality recorded track, the song might be great, yes, might be bad. I get plenty of them too, but the song might be good, but it just hasn't got the quality to put to air. Maybe it's good for Facebook, maybe it's good for showing your mates and selling them a copy or whatever you want to do. But once they realize that and start going into studios or investing in studio gear for their own private studio, it turns it around. And I've got a lot of fabulous musicians from all around the world who abide by those sort of rules. They send me music, they send me signed copies of this and signed copies of that, and thank me for playing their music, all this sort of stuff. And it's fabulous to be part of that community. Not pay to play. Some people get pay to play. It's like the big record labels that own in Australia. A major record label will buy the whole East Coast network of FM stations. Maybe they might be a couple of rural ones that they don't own, and then they just farm out the music that they own, that they are the record label owner, and they just want that music played, and they don't want competition. And that's how the music scene in Australia has sort of flopped a bit. But I am sort of running off topic again. It's an interesting topic. Tell me if you want to hear more radio, the workings of radio, especially in Australia. I know community radio is starting to pick up the pieces if they're well run from the mainstream networks. And to get a radio license out here is absolutely astronomically expensive. I've been offered a few jobs with a few local stations here. Hours were terrible. There weren't enough for me to give up what I was doing elsewhere. So I'm just sticking with what I'm doing and what I know. But you never know. Getting close to retirement, a few hours a week at the local radio station, playing some great tunes might be the way to go. And I might advertise it on YouTube, because I don't think Facebook is the place to go. It is all about branding. If you can brand your brand, like Radio Jonesy appeared from my grandson, basically. He said I was just called Jonesy on the radio, like I was Jonesy at 9 p.m. or Jonesy at 7 a.m. where I was working different stations. And my grandson said to me, if you're doing YouTube pop, just call yourself Radio Jonesy. He said, I'll Google it. It's come back. He said, look, there's no Radio Jonesy's anywhere. There's just, there's a Jonesy and Amanda, like a big station in Sydney that network their stuff. He said, yeah, he's getting some, he comes up on the first threads of Google. But he said, look, you're coming up. Like, he said, the stuff that we've been doing, he said, you're coming up. He said, brand yourself, Radio Jonesy. So thanks to my eldest grandson, Radio Jonesy was born. Here I am a few minutes later telling you lovely people that I feel if you're over the age of 40, 50, I wish I did this when I was 40, let me tell you. But now I'm over 60, I'm looking at my retirement, what hobbies and fun I can have, and make a little side hustle on the side. It is nice. My monthly checks aren't through AdSense on my other channel, aren't astronomical, but they do pay the internet bill, or they do pay the telephone bill, the electric bill. So it's nice to have that little sideline that brings in a bit of extra coin, as everybody in today's society knows. It's hard to get out there. Life's hard. Everything's expensive. Like, let's hope the world's coming back to normality. But as I started this video, I did say I don't feel like Facebook is the place to brand yourself. I feel like it's YouTube. I might be preaching to the converted, because if you've been here for this long, it is now like well over 12 minutes into this video, way too long for what I wanted. But if you're still here, I thank you very much. You are the closing crew. Put a comment. I'm here from the closing crew, and I'm here to support you or whatever, and I'll be coming over and checking your channel out, or just saying thank you if you haven't got a channel, because I do appreciate the listenership, the viewership. And yeah, so YouTube is the way to brand yourself. I'm Radio Jonesy. I think I waffled too much. If you think this is all over the shop, no notes here. I'm just coming straight from the heart. This is just a conversation, and I'm here to see what you guys think. Until we meet again, ciao.